Welcome, everyone, to the Day's Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the mechanics of early childhood literacy. We're going to walk through the elementary education phonics adventure from Crimson Grove, which was put together by Nache Teen Wufor. So, if you're interested in early education, literacy, or honestly, if you just want to understand the nuts and bolts of how we effectively teach kids to read, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down exactly how this lesson introduces, reinforces, and absolutely masters a specific sound using the actual materials designed for the classroom. Let's get into it. So let's start with the core mystery of today's phonics adventure. What actually happens when the letter A and the letter Y team up? You know, in early literacy, framing a concept as a team-up or a partnership immediately hooks a young learner. It makes reading feel less like a set of rigid, boring rules and a lot more like an exciting puzzle we get to solve together.
And this beautifully illustrates the concept of a vowel team. The lesson introduces this by showing how A and Y combine their forces. They don't just sit next to each other and make two separate sounds. They completely merge to create that distinct long A sound. The curriculum hits this right away with familiar, concrete examples: day, play, tray, stay. Grouping these together right off the bat establishes a super reliable pattern that a developing brain can easily latch onto.
Now, to really anchor this sound in a young learner's memory, you gotta bring some energy into the mix. The curriculum uses this interactive chant. A says ah, ah, ah. Just imagine a bright classroom packed with kindergartners chanting that together. It's rhythmic, it's catchy, and most importantly, it ties together auditory and physical memory. It takes these abstract squiggles on a page and turns them into a shared, highly active experience. Okay, but here is the absolute game changer. The crucial point isn't just the sound these letters make, but their real estate, where they actually live in the word. The foundational rule here is that the A vowel team is usually found at the very end of a word. When we look at words like day, play, stay, and away, that A is anchoring the back of every single one of them. Giving early readers spatial rules like this, it's incredibly empowering. Actually, scratch that. It's foundational. It takes the guesswork completely out of spelling and builds massive confidence.
Let's look at the actual vocabulary, starting with highly recognizable single-syllable words like day, play, and stay. These form the essential building blocks of early literacy. These are words young kids are literally using in their daily lives, which means they can instantly connect the phonics rule we just taught them to their actual everyday conversations.
But watch what happens when we scale things up to multi-syllable compound words. We aren't just sticking to the tiny words for long. By introducing words like birthday, playground, and yesterday, we are showing the learner that the exact same A sound they just mastered in a simple word like play is the exact same tool they need to conquer a big, intimidating word like playground. It's like a linguistic power-up. It proves to them that these phonics tools are highly scalable.
Moving right along, we transition from abstract, isolated words and drop them straight into concrete context. We step through full sentences. We like to play outside every day. Please put the cups on the tray. The gray cat slept on the chair. This right here is where reading fluency develops in real time. The learner has to scan the whole sentence, spot our target vowel team hiding among other vocabulary, and decode the meaning of the entire thought all at once.
And we keep that momentum going with more story-sparking sentences. We pray together every morning. My birthday is in May. And my absolute favorite: amazing readers enjoy learning every day. These sentences are deliberately crafted to be super positive, totally relatable, and to heavily feature A words. It reinforces their visual recognition and proves to the student that, hey, they are actually reading now. They aren't just memorizing lists anymore.
All right, time for some fun practice exercises. Let's test our skills.
For this first one, I want you to think of the answer before I give it away. The learner has to spot the vowel team among some tricky distractor words: day, dog, or desk. This forces them to visually scan for that AY pairing, rather than just guessing based on the first letter. It's a really strategic way to ensure they are processing the whole word, leading them straight to the correct answer: day. Now we crank up the difficulty just a notch. The learner has to actively recall that the letters A and Y filled those blanks to create the words. They see PL and have to mentally retrieve that vowel team to build play. They see ST and they build stay. This is a huge step. It transitions the student from simply recognizing reading to actively spelling.
This one is fantastic because we're doubling up. We're testing reading comprehension alongside phonics. The elephant is blank, and the choices are gray or red. The learner has to decode both words, recognize the A sound in gray, and then logically choose the correct word to finish the thought based on their knowledge of the real world. It perfectly blends decoding with comprehension.
Which brings us to the big one, the golden spelling rule AI versus AY. I literally cannot stress this enough. This is a master key for young learners. Because both AI and AY make the long A sound, right? That can be a massive point of confusion for early readers. But by teaching students that AI usually goes in the middle of a word, like rain or paint, and AY goes at the end, you create this incredible systematic connection. Giving students this clear, spatial framework stops spelling confusion in its tracks before it even has a chance to start. I just have to share this encouraging motto from the Crimson Grove lesson plan. Amazing readers learn every day. It perfectly reinforces our target vocabulary word, day, while simultaneously promoting this awesome growth mindset. It reminds us that the ultimate goal of phonics isn't just to pass some spelling test, it's to foster a lifelong joy of literacy. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I've got a challenge for you. How will you use the AI in the middle, AI at the end rule to help a young reader today? Whether you're a teacher, a parent, an older sibling, or just someone fascinated by how the human brain learns, take this incredibly simple, structured rule out into the real world. Share the gift of reading. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the building blocks of literacy, and keep learning every day.